Hello everyone, a warm welcome to our chemistry channel ChemPhilic. Here we are going to discuss the diverse topic of chemistry. We'll be focusing on both the basic understanding and solving the question answers. In the next few lectures, we will be discussing question answers for CBSE Class 9 Term 1. So please be with us and don't forget to like, share and subscribe. So let's get started. Here today we will discuss some question answers from chapter number 2, that is matter, its nature and behavior. So here are some MCQ type or standalone MCQs and fill in the blanks type questions for you. So the first question, as you can see, that how to get double toned milk. Options are there: precipitation, evaporation, centrifugation and distillation. So first you have to know that what is a double toned milk. When normal milk, when fat is taking out, when fat particles are taking out from normal milk, then it will be a double toned milk. Now, which process will follow for this to get this double toned milk from this normal milk? Will follow the centrifugation technique. Now, what is the centrifugation technique? Actually, in centrifugation, a solution is first taken in the centrifuge apertures. The solution is first taken in the centrifuge apertures and then the solution is spun rapidly about an axis and the molecules are separated. Okay, the mixture is separated as per their densities. That means that particle which have higher density, that will be settle down at the bottom of the container. So the fat particles, this will be at the bottom of the container, and in the higher part or above portion, what we will get? We will get the milk only. So in this way, through centrifugation technique, we can get double toned milk from normal milk. Now the next question is 1 angstrom equal to dash centimeter. So what are the options? 10 to the power minus 8, 10 to the power minus 10, 10 to the power 8 and 10 to the power minus 12. So this is a kind of informative question. So you have to actually know this thing, that 1 angstrom equal to 10 to the power minus 8 centimeter, which in turn indicates 10 to the power minus 10 meter. So this one is the correct option. Next question. Seawater is a dash mixture. That means you have to write homogeneous or heterogeneous, and muddy river water is a dash mixture. Okay, so seawater, as because the salts, many kind of salts are present in seawater, like common salt, NaCl, like magnesium chloride, calcium chloride. These salts are present in huge amount in seawater, but they completely soluble in seawater. That is why you cannot separate them. Okay, that is why you cannot separate them through physical means. Understand? So this will form a homogeneous mixture. So here you will write homogeneous. And what about this muddy river water? These mud particles will not be soluble in water. That is why you can see it through your naked eyes, that yes, this is the mud particles that are floating, or either they are settling at the bottom of the container. Okay, you can separate them clearly. So this will form a heterogeneous mixture because the mud particles will not be soluble in water. So heterogeneous mixture. So now move to the next question. Okay, so wine and vinegar are dash. What are the options? Element, homogeneous mixture, heterogeneous mixture and none. Now what is meant by mixture? Mixture means two or more substances must be mixed. Then if one of the substance is completely soluble in another, this will form a homogeneous mixture, and if not so, then it will form a heterogeneous mixture. But this is very clear that for any mixture, at least two component is required. Okay. So what is vinegar? Vinegar is nothing but acetic acid. Okay. The formula is CH3COOH. So what are the elements present here? Elements present are carbon. 2 atoms of carbon are present here. Next, oxygen. 2 atoms of oxygen is present here. And the next element is hydrogen. 4 atoms of hydrogen is present here. So as because the vinegar and wine is nothing but a kind of alcohol. Okay, so in both wine and vinegar, it is made up of some elements. Okay, so this will form the compound. So the option is none, because compound option is not given here, so you will choose this none option. Now why this is not a mixture? So 3 different kind of elements are present here, carbon, oxygen and hydrogen. You may think that this is a mixture. Okay, but no, this is not a mixture. And why not mixture? Because in case of mixtures, you may change the ratio or proportion of the elements. But in case of compound, you cannot change their proportion or ratio. Okay, like in CH3COOH, vinegar. Whenever you have to prepare vinegar, you will take 2 carbon atoms, 2 oxygen atoms and 4 hydrogen atoms, and they will react chemically. They will combine chemically. Then only they will form CH3COOH. If you change the ratio, suppose you are taking 4 carbon atoms, 2 oxygen atoms and 6 hydrogen atoms. Okay, then maybe you will get another compound but not the vinegar. So for any compound, the ratio or proportion of the elements is fixed and they will react chemically. They will combine chemically. Understand? That is why vinegar and wine, these are compounds. Okay, these are neither element not mixture. These are compounds. So what is the next question? That write true or false. So 24 karat gold is a homogeneous mixture. Okay. So gold are of different type. I think you have heard this, that 24 karat gold, 22 karat gold, 18 karat gold. So what is the main difference? Okay. This carat unit actually indicates the purity of the gold. Carat unit indicates the purity of the gold. Now this 24 karat gold, in 24 karat gold, this is only gold element that is present. Okay, this is only the gold element that is present. So this is not a mixture. So the option number A, this one is false. Now option number B, 24 karat gold is an element. Just now I have told you, yes, this is true. So this one is true. And the option number C, 22 karat gold is a homogeneous mixture. Now what is 22 karat gold? In 22 karat gold, along with gold, that means AU, some silver, that means AG, some copper, CU, some zinc and nickel. Okay, this kind of elements are also present in 22 karat gold along with this gold element, but the proportion is obviously less. The proportion of this element is obviously less as compared to the gold, but they will form a alloy or homogeneous mixture. So this option is correct. Okay, so true. And what about the last option? That rose gold is an element. Now what is rose gold? Rose gold, the color of that type of gold ornament is actually rose color. Okay, some pinkish color is there. And why this is so? Because along with gold, that means AU, some copper is also present, and the rose color appears due to the presence of this copper. Okay, copper element. So rose gold is not an element. This is again a mixture. Okay, so this statement is again false. So just now what I have told you, that this carat unit indicates the purity of the gold. So the most pure form of gold is 24 carat. Okay, you may write KARAT or CARAT. Okay, this is same. Next one is 22 carat gold. Next one is 18 karat gold. Then 14 karat golds are also available in market, and 10 karat gold. Okay, so this one is the purest form. That means no impurities present in 24 karat gold. Now if we move from 24 to 10, what will happen? The purity of the gold will gradually decreases. Okay, because we will add some other impurities like copper, like silver, zinc, nickel or any other metal. That means the purity will decrease. So now move to the next question. This one is the next question. That cooking oil mixed with water can be separated by filtration, separating funnel, evaporation and sublimation. So when we can apply the filtration? We can apply the filtration technique if the sizes are different. Okay, if the sizes are different. So the largest size particles that will not go through the filter paper, that will remain on the filter paper, which we called the residue. Okay, and the smallest size particle that will easily go through the filter paper, which is termed as the filtrate. So for filtration technique to apply, size different is necessary. Now what is evaporation? That when we can apply the evaporation technique of separation, if the boiling points are different. If the boiling points are different, like when you can use evaporation, can you tell me? Yes, very good. We can use this evaporation technique to separate the salts from the seawater. Actually, in seawater, a large amount of salts are present in the form of NaCl or MgCl2 or CaCl2. Okay, so at 100 degrees Celsius, what will happen? Water will be evaporated out and the salts will be left behind in the container. Okay, so we can use evaporation technique to separate the salts from seawater. And what is sublimation? When we can apply this? We can apply the sublimation technique if one of the substance can sublime. If one of the substance can sublime. Now what is meant by sublimation, or what is meant by sublime? This term, substance can sublime. Now sublimation means the conversion. Okay, there are some compounds or there are some substances which can directly convert from solid state to gaseous state without passing through the liquid state. In between there is no liquid state. So these substances are known as sublimating agents. So what are some examples? Like camphor, this can be a very good example. Like iodine, this can be another example of sublimation. So cooking oil, so you know that oil will not be mixed with water. So these techniques, filtration, evaporation, sublimation, we cannot apply, and here are the reasons. Okay, so what is the option left? That is separating funnel. Okay. Now the next question, that how to separate oxygen from air. So options are there: distillation, fractional distillation, evaporation and condensation. So do you know that what is fractional distillation? Fractional distillation is a special kind of distillation. When we can apply this? If the differences is boiling point is very less. Okay, if the differences in boiling point is very less, then we can apply this fractional distillation technique. And what are the components of air? The components of air is oxygen, nitrogen, carbon dioxide, some amount of sulfur dioxide, okay, some amount of nitrogen dioxide. All these gases are present in air, and air will form a homogeneous mixture. But the boiling point, okay, now why we are considering the boiling point? Because these are the gases, and you know that what is boiling point? Boiling point means the temperature at which the liquid will convert into its vapor state. Okay, so here these are gases, these are not liquid. So why we are considering the boiling point? Because first we will liquefy this gas, okay, at a very high pressure and very low temperature. Okay, so first we will liquefy these gases that is present in the atmosphere at a very high pressure and at a very low temperature, and now we have to separate them. Okay, that is why I am using this boiling point. Okay, now for all these components of air, the boiling point is very less. Okay, difference in boiling point is very less, that is less than 25 degrees Celsius. So which process we will apply? We will apply fractional distillation technique. Now the next question. In chromatography, solute that is soluble goes. This is another informative type question. So in chromatography, the solute which are more soluble in the solution, the mobility will be higher. That means it will move at a faster rate. Okay. Now next question, the Tyndall effect is shown by ORS solution, milk, starch and sand. For this you have to know that what is Tyndall effect. Okay, Tyndall effect is nothing but the scattering of light. Tyndall effect is the scattering of light. Okay, so which kind of solution can show this Tyndall effect? Only the colloids. Colloids can only exhibit the Tyndall effect. Now do you know what are colloids? Now look at this. That matter can be classified into two types. First one is the pure form, another one is the impure form or the mixture. Okay, so pure form, one is element, another one is compound, and mixture can again be classified into two types. One is homogeneous mixture and another one is heterogeneous mixture. Okay, and what is meant by this heterogeneous mixture? Heterogeneous means in which the components you can see clearly. Okay, suppose I am going to add sand with water. So obviously sand particle will not mix with water, and through naked eyes you can clearly distinguish them, that these are the sand particles and this is the water. So these are known as heterogeneous mixture. Heterogeneous are again of two types. First one is the colloid and second one is the suspension. Now in colloid, the particle size is not as much large that they can be suspended or precipitated. This will not happen, but the particles will again not mix with the solution. That is why this is a heterogeneous. And what is suspension? Here the particle size is so large that the solute particles, they will be suspended at the bottom of the container. Okay, so only colloids can show Tyndall effect. Tyndall effect means scattering of light particles. Now this ORS solution, this is a homogeneous mixture. So obviously it can't exhibit Tyndall effect. Next, milk. Yes, milk is a colloid. So milk can exhibit the Tyndall effect. Now this starch again is a colloid. So it can exhibit the Tyndall effect. And sand is a compound. Okay, so compound cannot exhibit Tyndall effect. So the next question, that find the pair of liquid metal non-metal at room temperature. Okay, so this term room temperature is very important in the question. You know that which metal is liquid at room temperature? This is Ag, that means mercury. And which non-metal is liquid at room temperature? Bromine. So we will choose this option. But keep in mind one thing, that if in the question this room temperature term is not mentioned, then you may choose this option also, germanium and bromine. Okay, because this is not liquid at room temperature, but at a higher temperature this metal is liquid. Now the next question, the function of water condenser in distillation apertures is to, so water condenser, what should be the activity of this condenser? Obviously it will condense the water. Now what is meant by condensation? The condensation means the conversion from vapor state to liquid state. Okay, so what is the function of this water condenser in this distillation apertures? Obviously to condense the water. So students, hope you have enjoyed the class, and if you feel that this is important or this is helpful for you, then please like, share and subscribe. Thank you.